turn on your notification bell. You will still get those information you are looking for. Thank you.
Ozekhome Sani heads to court to challenge the stoppage of the continued voters registration exercise by the Independent National Electoral Commission. So Mike Ozekhome, SAN, and Abubakar Sani have dragged the Independent National Electoral Commission before the Federal High Court in Abuja. They said the stoppage of the continued voters registration exercise is against the Electoral Act as amended 2022, wherein it stipulates that the continued voter registration exercise will stop or be suspended when it only remains 90 days to the election. That's what they said, when it only remains 90 days to the election. But from what we are seeing, the election is up to 6 months, and Inec suspends the continued voter registration exercise on July 31st, 2022. I beg your pardon. So that is it. The election that is supposed to be coming up by February 2023, and Inec has stopped registration of voters. They challenged it in the court. They are challenging it in the court as it stands. And they asked very salient questions. They said this will lead to disenfranchising millions of eligible voters in Nigeria. You see, they asked Inec 5 important questions, very important. They said, I quote now the questions. I put it forward. Whether having regard to the combined provisions of Section 9, Paragraph 6 and 10, Paragraph 1 of the Electoral Act 2022, which mandates the defendant, Inec, to continue registration of voters up to 90 days of the date of the election, the defendant can stop or terminate the registration of eligible voters on July 31, 2022, which is more than 6 months to the next general election, scheduled to commence on February 25, 2023. Whether having regard to the combined provisions of Section 77, Paragraph 2 and 78 of the 1999 Constitution, Section 12, Paragraph 1 of the Electoral Act 2022, and Article 13, Paragraph 1 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, the defendant can refuse or decline to register a citizen of Nigeria who has attained the age of 18 years and present himself to the defendant for registration before 90 days to the scheduled 2023 general elections. You've seen it. So, but let me stop here and give us breakdown of INEC's the breakdown of continued voters registration exercise as Inec has provided or released. Now, as Inec has released, they said Lagos, Kano, Kaduna Rivers, Katsina, they said they are topping the 31 other states. And they said again, they said the total number of registered voters in Nigeria may have risen from 84 million to 92.2 million. The Northwest, according to them, geopolitical zone, which comprises the 7 states of Sokoto, Zamfara, Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi, and Jigawa, with a total of 22.67 million registered voters, has the highest number of registered voters. They said as of 2019 elections, the Northwest had 20.15 million voters. However, the latest report released by Inec showed that 2.5 million new voters registered during the recently concluded continuous voter registration, bringing the total number of registered voters in the zone to 22.67 million. The Southwest, which earlier had 16.29 million registered voters, now has 18.3 million, having added 2,039,982 new registered voters. The zone comprises Lagos, Ogun, Osun, Oyo, Ekiti, and Ondo states. They said the South in the 3rd position comprises Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Cross River, Bayelsa, Edo, and Delta states. The number of registered voters in the zone has risen from 12.8 million to 15.2 million. That is talking about the South-South. Now, going forward, we have the North Central, which is made up of Nasarawa, Kogi, Benue, Niger, Kwara, and Plateau, now has 14.1 million voters, while the Northeast, which is made up of Yobe, Borno, Taraba, Adamawa, Bauchi, and Gombe, added 1.5 million new voters to reach 12.8 million registered voters. Now, the Southeast, which is the smallest geopolitical zone and consists of 5 states of Ebonyi, Enugu, Abia, Anambra, and Imo, now has 11.49 million voters, while the number of registered voters in the Federal Capital Territory has increased from 1.3 million to 1.5 million. Lagos maintained its position, according to them, as a state with the highest number of registered voters, increasing its figure from 6.5 million to 7.1 million. They said Kano State has maintained its second position, adding 569,103 new voters to increase its number to 6.2 million. Kaduna State now has 4.4 million registered voters, while Rivers State has now overtaken Katsina as the 4th largest state in terms of voters, while Rivers now has 3.68 million voters. Katsina has 3.57 million. Some other states with a sizable number of registered voters are Delta, which has 3.3 million, and Oyo, also 3.3 million. Also, Ekiti retained its position as the state with the lowest number of registered voters, despite rising from 909,967 registered voters to 1,034,911. Now, continuing, Inec said, of the 12.2 Inec said the report also showed that about 71% of the newly registered voters are youths. 71% are youths. And of the 12.2 million newly registered voters, about 8.7 million are between the ages of 18 and 34, while about 2.4 million are between the ages of 35 and 49. Those between ages of 50 and 69 are about 856,017, while about 127,541 are over 70. These statistics also show that more women registered during the latest continuous voter registration than men, while you have 6,224,866 women. Now, 6,074,078 are men. So, this is what Inec released as their figures of people who have registered for the continuous voters registration, and the entire figures they have from the old and new combined together. So, but Mike Ozekhome and Bakasani said they should continue registration until November 27, when it will remain only 90 days to the election that is coming up on February. But you know these people and their gimmicks. The All Progressive Congress, the APC led for the government, and their gimmicks, they have known that people from the southern Nigeria are registering more now, and they are more prepared. The southeast people are registering, of course. In the southern Nigeria, they are trooping out in their large numbers. And these people in the northern Nigeria have registered they have registered cows. And from what is happening, they are not even making more new registrations. So in terms of new registrations, I think the southern Nigeria is stopping, and so Inec has to suspend it abruptly. So they suspended the CVR, the continuous voter registration, abruptly.